What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another new Ultimate Universe video. Now, this is going to be kind of a My Hero Academia what if not really, I lied. It's gonna be a Naruto what if, but this is gonna be pretty much an 18 plus because it's gonna be pretty graphic. No sex scenes, but part 2 maybe might have a sex scene, give or take. But this is gonna be what if Naruto was Noob Saibot. Now, I'm going to put it in a combo plus with it. What if Naruto was Noob Saibot and had Smoke with him? But I might just I'll work on the title. But pretty much, this is going to be what if Naruto was Noob Saibot. It's going to be an 18 plus. It's going to contain a lot of language, gory scene, and just a lot of shit, okay? But how would this happen? How would Naruto be Noob Saibot, aka, noob, and how would Smoke come in the mix, and how would this work? Well, I'll explain how, and yeah. And of course, I should probably tell y'all right now, I'm at work, so if y'all hear any noises, sorry about that, but I will be pausing in and out because for specific reasons. But other than that, let's get started. And oh yeah, sorry about the background poster. I'm kind of doing a test right now because YouTube been giving me a lot of copyright claims for my videos, and I want to see if it's just YouTube or if someone's just aiming for me. So yeah, this is just a test experiment. But other than that, let's get this started. So how we start this off? Pretty much we're just going to start off with the Nine Tails attack. Everything happens the same thing. Well, yeah. Well, not really. You could say we're going to go back. Pretty much, we're going to start with Noob Saibot. Now, his DNA is pretty much in the Naruto universe. How is it in there? Don't worry about it. But Noob Saibot and also Smoke DNA is going to be in Naruto universe. And the person who's going to have it is going to be Danzo for specific reasons. But other than that, let's continue. Now, after the Nine Tails attack and Kushina and Minato died, Naruto will be in pretty much foster care, and he grows up to pretty much same. This is where the little bit term of the butterfly flick kicks in, and the turn of events kicks in. Now, this is where Naruto pretty much is running away from the villagers and pretty much getting chased after. Now, this is where one of the villagers holding a kitchen knife, well, not really holding a kitchen knife, holding a katana and chasing after Naruto. Now, this is where Naruto runs away, and pretty much half the villagers already stopped chasing after him, except for this final one. He begins to still chase after him and pretty much catch up to Naruto. Now, this is where he grabs Naruto in the top of the head, grabbing his hair, and Naruto pretty much kicks the villager and drops down to the ground. Now, this is where the villager says, "You damn Nine-Tails demon, die," which pretty much he's about to kill Naruto until let's say the butterfly effect kicks in, and he slips and accidentally, let's say stupidly, stab himself with the katana. Yes, I know, pretty cheesy, but we're gonna go with it. Now, after he gets stabbed by the katana, he accidentally kills himself. This is where the Ambo ninjas, well, you could say, the ninjas come in and pretty much beat the shit out of Naruto because they don't like him, and pretty much arrest him, saying that Naruto had killed a civilian, which he didn't do at all. But, of course, no one's not gonna believe him. Except for Hiruzen, but Hiruzen can't do anything because there's no evidence of proving Naruto's innocent. So pretty much Naruto will get arrested and put away. Now, as Naruto's getting put away, he gets put away in this very specific jail, and he's pretty much locked there. Now, as he's locked there, this is where Danzo pretty much has his chance to do what he wants, you could say, with Naruto. I make it sound a little wrong, but I'm talking about as an experiment, ultimate weapon thing. Now, this is where Naruto is, of course, not fed, treated very badly in the prison. And I'm going to say he's in the prison. He's not in jail. He's in the prison. And it's just pretty much terrible for him. Now, this is where pretty much Naruto is pretty much getting beaten down constantly. And this is absolutely just the worst. Now, this is where one day Danzo pretty much sees Naruto and pretty much pays off the ninjas that's supposed to watch over Naruto, and he takes them in. Not for a kindness or anything, but pretty much to make a weapon, a much stronger weapon out of Naruto. Now this is where Naruto is getting dragged, or getting taken away, and he's pretty much getting put in a lab experiment too. Now this is where they pretty much tie Naruto down, and there's this like ninja performing this stuff, and this is where Naruto's trying to figure out where he's out, but he's too much in a daze, like already just out of it, and too injured to look around or think. This is where pretty much this guy, or we're just gonna say the scientist and stuff, begins to start experimenting on Naruto. This is where they inject him with the Noob Saibot serum. And this is where his reaction starts getting terrible. At first, he starts coughing up black saliva liquid coming out his eyes. Sorry about that. Let's continue. But this is where pretty much black saliva is coming out his eyes. He's coughing up it, and it's pretty much painful at first, and his body is reacting terribly. But this is where the Nine Tails comes in and starts healing Naruto, because of course the Nine Tails wants Naruto to suffer as well. We all know why. And Naruto is just pretty much in hell right now, you could say. Now, this is where pretty much Naruto is, of course, since he's a test subject, they pretty much puts him in the jail cell, and he pretty much can't do anything. Sorry about that, let's continue. But pretty much, yeah, Naruto is pretty much tested on with the new Saibot serum. And there's another person that is tested too. But that's for later. A little bit later, as I'm continuing. But pretty much Naruto is tested, and they pretty much see that Naruto is surviving thanks to the QB, which the scientists know about, and they pretty much just put him in the cell. Now, Naruto's pretty much in the cell, laying there, on the floor cover pattern, pillow, and his body's pretty much still in pain, and it's the noob serum is pretty much still adjusting inside of him, you could say. Now, as it's happening, Naruto is pretty much just down on the ground, and he's trying his, he's like, right now just out of it, in a daze and stuff. Now, this is where they bring him some food, and Naruto can't even move, because his body is just too much out of it in pain. But this is where another person is in. Another person that is a test subject too. And it's pretty much another kid, like Naruto's same age, which this is where the kid begins to go to Naruto and begins to feed Naruto, which Naruto opens up his eyes and he looks, and he's pretty much confused of who's this kid. This is where he asks, "Hey, who are you? What is your name? And you're in here with me?" Which this is where the kid is pretty much saying, "Oh, hello, my name is Smoke." Well, that's what at least I think that's my name is. Now, this is where Naruto says, "Your name is Smoke?" Which he's saying, "Yeah, what is your name?" Which this is where Naruto explained what is his name, and he pretty much explains that his name is Naruto Uzumaki. Now, this is where Naruto Uzumaki and Smoke begins to become friends. You could say good friends, and start talking to each other. Now, this is where, of course, they start having a conversation more, and Smoke is continuing feeding Naruto because Naruto can't move right now, and they get to know each other more. Now, Naruto gets to know more about Smoke, and Smoke pretty much explains that he doesn't really know what village he's from and all that. All he remembers is pretty much just waking up in this lab facility and pretty much just get tested like him, which he got injected with a serum too. Which this is where Naruto is also saying, "So you don't remember anything but this," which he's pretty much saying, yeah. Now, we're going to say for the next couple of months, Naruto and pretty much Smoke is still getting experimented on with the rest of the serum, getting injected by the two different serums. And Naruto is pretty much he's not getting no pain negative reaction no more. It's pretty much absorbing. You could say like merging in with his DNA. Now, I say this right now, his skin color will be black. Why? Because I think it would just be cool. I think it would just be cool and pretty funny. But yeah, Naruto will be black in this series. I'm gonna say the DNA and changed the new Saibot DNA changed him into black. Not pure black as new Saibot, but like as a black person, you could say, like Killer Bee and stuff. But pretty much Naruto skin color begins to change and stuff, and pretty much he will still get injected by other serums and stuff, such as like injected with drugs like enhancing his strength, his speed and stamina, and so off, etc. And this is where he gets put back in the cell again. And this is where Naruto and Smoke begins to grow a good brotherly bond, you could say. Like, more like a brother bond. A unique alliance, you could say. But you could call it a brother bond. This is where they're both in the cell, basically eating food, talking to each other, laughing. Until they hear, I'll say, pretty much a whole... I'll say, like, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. But pretty much over about a year now, Hiruzen couldn't find Naruto ever since. And after interrogating the two ninjas that was happened, they have found out that Danzo pretty much had Naruto and was pretty much experimenting on him. This is where Hiruzen gets pissed off and furious. It begins to go out for Naruto, going out for Danzo's arrest. This is where Danzo begins to like head back to the lab facility and about to go and, finish the final touches on Naruto and brainwash him. Until, well, you guessed it, the whole attack happens in the lab facility. This is where Hiruzen gets in, calling out for his Anbu ninjas, pretty much, to get Danzo. And Danzo already long gone. He's out of that bitch. Now, after that, the scientist gets arrested and stuff, and Naruto pretty much is found with of course, Smoke. And Danzo begins to say, Naruto, my boy, I'm so sorry that I didn't know where you was at. I couldn't find you. Which Naruto looks at Hiruzen with nothing but disgust. And pretty much looking at him with anger and hatred, you could say. Yeah, well, pretty much hatred. Well, not really hatred, but anger. This is where he pretty much, like, walked past Hiruzen and saying, I have nothing to talk to you about. I don't even want to see your face. And this is where Naruto pretty much walks away. And pretty much this is where Smoke follows with him. Now, later after that, this is where Naruto heads to the hospital. And the doctor's checking up on him, and he's pretty much fine and stuff. And Hiruzen comes in to try to talk to Naruto, which Naruto pretty much doesn't want to talk to him at all. Doesn't even want to fuck with him, you could say, in a sense. And he pretty much tells Hiruzen to stop, get the hell out of his face, and he doesn't want to talk to him. Which Smoke is pretty much in the same hospital next to him. Well, pretty much next to him at the bed. And just looking at Hiruzen, not with anger or anything, but just like, eh. Now, later after that, Naruto pretty much heads home. And his sentence has been lifted after the whole incident, so yeah. But let's start at the academy now. Now, this is where Naruto gets enrolled into the academy. And pretty much, as he comes in, everybody's looking at Naruto because Naruto looks different. How can I say different? I would say pretty much, yeah, he's black and he has yellow hair, so yeah. You could say that's a big difference, but also he has a whole different demeanor. Like, he's much taller, he has a little bit more muscle, a little more muscle, muxier and stuff. He looks fit, and I ain't gonna lie, Naruto's wearing the drip with the black. Not with the orange and blue, but with the black and with the I say with like the blue and black. So yeah. But he's much more taller. This is where he pretty much goes to the seat, and Smoke joins with him, and they pretty much stick together. Because at this point, Naruto only trusts Smoke, and he's pretty much like a brother to him, if they're not blood related. Now, this is where Aruka introduced Naruto, and Naruto, this is where Aruka says, Naruto, can you come up and introduce yourself? Oh, yeah, damn, I really need to do this at home, but let's sorry about that. Let's continue, but pretty much, yeah. This is where Aruka Sensei is trying to introduce Naruto, Because keep in mind, Naruto was in the prison cell, pretty much locked up, and he haven't enrolled yet. So he's trying to introduce Naruto, and Naruto pretty much doesn't come up there at all. He doesn't introduce himself or anything. He just sits in the seat. This is where Aruka gets frustrated and started getting a little angry and saying, Naruto, can you please come up and introduce yourself? Which Naruto pretty much says, and gets up, and he pretty much says, hello, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, whatever. And he pretty much goes back and sit. Now, this is where pretty much Aruka Sensei says, is there anything else you want to say about yourself? Which Naruto looks at Aruka Sensei and pretty much says, no. And pretty much keeps to himself. Now, after that, this is where pretty much Aruka Sensei immediately doesn't have a liking to Naruto for that reason. But Naruto continues doing his thing, and Aruka Sensei continues doing his thing and starts doing class. Now everything starts as the same, and including, I guess we can get to the field test, the 1v1 field test and stuff, and everything goes the same, including with Naruto. Well, something goes different with Naruto, you could say. Now, sorry about that. Now, as the fight between Naruto and Sasuke happens again, the training thing, this is where they do the hand seal and they start charging at each other. This is where Naruto has been in course with, you could say, put in combat. Well, you could say in the lab, Naruto has been, you could say, how can I say this? I would say, like, trained in there with Smoke. He trained with Smoke, but also the scientists have been putting programs in him, you could say. So he knows the Senju style technique, and also, like, forbidden fighting style techniques, including Senju style techniques, and including techniques that ninjas not supposed to be using. He knows it. So this is where Naruto pretty much charges at Sasuke and pretty much starts beating the absolutely shit out of Sasuke, dodging Sasuke attacks, dodging his kunais, and just not even dodging his kunais. He just basically dodging his fists and stuff and kicking his ass. This is where Sasuke start getting frustrating, and he pretty much shoots a fireball at Naruto. This is where Naruto pretty much sees it, and he pretty much teleports, and Sasuke doesn't know where he went until Naruto grabs him and pretty much does the legendary Noob Saibot move by grabbing him and just duck slamming him. After duck slamming Sasuke, he pretty much just knocks the shit out of him. And how does he know how to do that? Because, like I said, over that 1 year being in the lab thing, he has, like I said, the scientist has been experimenting on him, training him, and testing out his abilities and stuff of that serum. So yeah, Naruto has pretty much got all this stuff down. It's just he couldn't escape because he didn't know where he was at to really teleport to escape at. But pretty much this is where he teleports and grabs Sasuke and just straight up duck slam him. Now, after duck slamming Sasuke and pretty much knocking him out, this is where he pretty much just looks at him and says, Uchihas, and walks away. I say this right now, Naruto's not racist, he has no problem with Uchihas, but he doesn't like Sasuke. You could say. So yeah. Even from a young age. So yeah, you could say. But pretty much yeah. He walks away. Now, Naruto's declared winner, and Sasuke has to pretty much get healed up. Now, as Naruto's walking, he pretty much walks up to Smoke, and pretty much they give each other high fives and shit, or like a fist bump, and they walk away. Now, after that, pretty much Naruto, I say at lunch, is pretty much sitting down with Smoke, and they're talking to each other. And Smoke is pretty much saying, "Did you really have to duck slam him?" Which Naruto's saying, "Yeah, that's one of my go-to moves." Which Smoke's saying, "Yeah, but I can handle it. He couldn't handle the duck slam." Which Naruto looks at Smoke, and Smoke just pretty much start laughing, and they just both start laughing. To pretty much. But after that, this is where I'll say Hinata comes up, and she pretty much mercs up a little courage and says hi to Naruto, which Naruto looks at her and he says, yo. Which he's pretty much, saying hi back to her. And she pretty much says that she's sorry that what has happened to him, and she knows that he didn't do it, kill that villager, which Naruto looks at her and says, it's okay. Really, it's okay, which he pretty much is saying to her. And he pretty much thanks her for pretty much believing in him, and he pretty much gets up with Smoke and says to catch her later. And yeah, he pretty much walks away with Smoke, and she pretty much passed out. Oh, well, nearly almost passed out. Now, let's start with Naruto going home. This is where Naruto is pretty much walking home with Smoke, and they pretty much head back to the house and sit down. Well, pretty much sit down. Well, they just go back in the house. Now, Smoke pretty much sits on the couch and goes to sleep, while Naruto goes in the room and goes to sleep in the bed. Now, the next day, this is where we start with the test, and I'm going to still have it as the same where Naruto... Well, no, not really. I'm going to have it as still since where Naruto practically still failed the test due to his... Like, I'm saying Naruto's chakra is good, but not that good because Kurama's still messing with his chakra. So he still fails the Shadow Clone test. Even though he can make an ink clone, but they're asking for a Shadow Clone. So not Naruto passes because he can make a clone of himself, but it's like an ink clone. So it's a little weird, but he passes. But pretty much this is where Naruto is heading out with Smoke because Smoke passed too. This is where they're pretty much heading out, and they go Ichiro and Robin together. Now after that, Naruto's pretty much heading home with Smoke until they see a kid with the scroll ceiling. Now this is where Naruto don't really care, but he's really curious of why the kid got the scroll ceiling, and he pretty much follows the kid. Now as he's following the kid, he pretty much sneak up on the kid and asks, "Hey, what are he doing?" Which the kid begins to freak out and begins to get scared. Which Naruto tells him to calm down. He's just trying to figure out why he has a scroll ceiling. Which this is where, he tells the whole secret about Mitsuki saying that he can pass if he can learn the multi-shot clone jutsu. Well, learn the certain jutsu and then hand him the scroll ceiling. Which Naruto already knows what's up because Naruto's not going to be dumb. Because I'm going to say Smoke helped him with knowledge and stuff and also get his intelligence up. So yeah, Naruto's not dumb in this. So this is where Naruto pretty much knows what's up and begins to pretty much says okay, but let's make a deal. Pretty much, sorry about that, but this is where he says let's make a deal, saying that he let him learn the jutsu as he get to learn some jutsu as well, which the kid makes a deal at that. Now this is where they both sit down, including Smoke, and all three of them start learning some jutsus that they can. Now this is where, of course, as original canon, Naruto will learn the multi-shot clone jutsu, but he will also write down the flying Raijin technique. Well, no, not really. I'll say Smoke will write down the flying Raijin technique, and also Naruto will just learn some other techniques, you could say as well. Now, after all that, this is where Naruto will pretty much, the kid will learn from the scroll what he needs to learn, and pretty much Naruto will learn the thing too. And Naruto will pretty much tell the kid to go home, which the kid will pretty much go home and take the scroll ceiling back to the academy. I mean, not the academy, to the Hokage's office. Now, after that, this is where Naruto will pretty much head farther in the woods and pretty much to try to meet up with Mitsuki. Now, this is where Naruto's trying to find Mitsuki until pretty much Aruka is in the forest and asks what's Naruto doing in the forest. Now, this is where Naruto's about to tell him why until Mitsuki does the same thing as Naruto Kennen, throwing a giant shuriken, and Aruka Sensei pretty much comes in the way and gets hit Well, no, Aruka Sensei gets hit in the back while Mitsuki throws a big shuriken back at Aruka Sensei's back, pretty much injuring him. This is where Naruto sees it and pretty much backs up, and Mitsuki pretty much on top of the tree saying, "Huh, I thought, regularly I wasn't expecting for the Nine Touch and Cherokee to be in here, and also Aruka Sensei, but I guess I can kill all three of y'all, since I'm gonna say Smoke is in there too." This is where Naruto says, "Oh no, Contra, you're wrong. I'm gonna be the one killing you, you traitor." Which, this is where Mitsuki says, "Oh yeah, you really think so?" Which, before Mitsuki trying to say something else, Naruto pretty much jumps down and teleport, and pretty much kicks the shit out of Mitsuki in the back, sending him falling down from the tree and hitting the ground. Now, as Mitsuki's trying to get back up, this is where Smoke comes in and pretty much starts hitting Mitsuki with some combos, like hitting him with a punch, kick, and then uppercutting him. Well, you could say hitting him in the jaw, and just hitting him with some combos. This is where Smoke kicks Mitsuki in the face, making him turn around, which Naruto comes in and pretty much if you ever played Mortal Kombat, I said Deadly Alliance if I'm correct, when you have a noob, or I forgot which Mortal Kombat, but like with Noob, Saibot, and Smoke, as you know how they do their combos and shit, and they're together. Yeah, it's like that. Pretty much Naruto is hitting him with a punch, and then Smoke is just like kicking him in the side. Then he will just start box. I would say he start punching him left and right. Sorry about that. Let's continue. But pretty much, yeah, it's like that. And how are they so good? Because, like I said, they was in the scientist lab, so they had to pretty much fight ninjas. And I would say they would also fight Ambu, so they had to work together. And Danzo, his whole goal was to make a powerful nine-touch Cherokee with the Noob Saibot DNA, but also have him have a person to like be his partner, you could say, in crime, but also as a combo, so he wouldn't really get any weaknesses and be helped. But yeah, pretty much it's kind of like that. But pretty much uh, Smoke pretty much hits him with a kick, while Naruto appears throwing kunai at Mitsuki, which shuriken at him, which the shuriken hits Mitsuki, which he disappears again, which Smoke appears in front of him, headbutting him. And I'm talking about, it's just the combos. This is where they both do a slide attack, punching him with equal fists with the left and right, and he gets sent flying to a tree. Now, as that's happening, this is where Smoke pretty much and Naruto appears by the left side, while Smoke appears by the right and Naruto appears by the left. And they pretty much grab both of his sides, left and right, and they just rip him apart with their pure strength. And as that's happening, this is where Aruka Sensei sees it all, and he pretty much almost barfs, you could say, from what Naruto just did. This is where Naruto is walking to Aruka Sensei, and he pretty much takes the kunai out his back and pretty much says, "Are you okay?" Which Aruka says, "Yes, I'm alright." Which Aruka is a little scared. Is pretty much scared of what just Naruto just did right now. Now, yeah, pretty much Aruka Sensei is scared. Now, after all that, this is where Naruto pretty much tells Aruka do not say anything about this, and pretty much he walks home with Smoke. Which Smoke pretty much looks at Aruka and nods, and they walk away. Now, the next day, pretty much Naruto gets his headband, and Smoke gets his headband, and pretty much everybody, you could say, graduate, and some failed. So yeah, you already get what it is. Now, this is where the teams get assigned, and since Naruto and Smoke is together, Team 7 will be different. Well, no. It's going to be the same. Pretty much all teams are the same, including Team 7, but For addition, they're gonna have an extra person, and it's gonna be Smoke. So yeah, we're pretty much, this is where all the senseis come and pick up all the other teams except for Team 7 Sensei. This is where Team 7 will be waiting, which Naruto is not speaking to anyone, keeping to himself, while pretty much Sakura is trying to talk to Sasuke, but that's obviously failing. Naruto and Smoke is pretty much just talking to each other and also just playing games and just chilling with each other. You could say having a conversation with themselves and stuff, and talking about what they're gonna eat tonight, and are they gonna train later and all that. Now after all that, this is where Kakashi Sensei finally comes in and he looks at the team, and that's why I'm pretty much gonna leave it off. If you like this, let's get this up to like 40 likes, and then I do another part. But this is Keyshawn Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.